Army shocked. Jungkook immediately did this after Taehyung was hugged by Ohtani. Before we unravel the moment that sent shockwaves through the fandom, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because here, we dive deeper than headlines. You're not just watching a video. You're entering the story behind the moment. Cut to slow-motion footage of Taehyung smiling, then to Jungkook looking contemplative. It all started in Tokyo, during a seemingly harmless encounter at a charity gala hosted by a global fashion house. The event was exclusive A-list celebrities, sports legends, and of course, the ever-enigmatic V of BTS, Kim Taehyung. Among the towering figures in the room stood Shohei Ohtani, baseball's living legend, Japan's pride, and a man known for both his athletic dominance and his soft-spoken humility. No one expected the two worlds to collide quite like they did. As the cameras flashed and the crowd buzzed with energy, Taehyung, dressed in a crisp all-black suit, made his way through the event floor with his usual quiet magnetism. Then it happened. Ohtani, towering nearly a foot above Taehyung, spotted him, offered a warm smile, and without hesitation, leaned in for a hug. It wasn't stiff or staged. It was genuine. Respectful. Brotherly, even. But what caught everyone off guard wasn't just the hug. It was who saw it and how he reacted. Jungkook. Across the room, Jungkook stood beside a group of stylists and industry friends. At first glance, he appeared relaxed, laughing, sipping a drink, his signature sleeve tattoos visible beneath the soft lighting. But the moment Taehyung and Ohtani embraced, a subtle shift happened. His expression changed. The smile faltered. And then, in a moment that fans captured and replayed in endless loops, Jungkook turned, placed his drink down, and walked out. He didn't speak to anyone. He didn't wait for Taehyung. He disappeared into the hallway, expression unreadable. What just happened? To most, it may seem like a minor, even forgettable moment. But to ARMYs, who know the intricate dynamics of BTS, who watch every gesture, every glance, every breath, this wasn't nothing. This was Jungkook, the golden magne, the ever-composed performer, reacting in real time to something emotional. And that's where our story really begins. Let's rewind. Taehyung and Jungkook's friendship, or depending on who you ask, something deeper, has been the subject of fascination for years. From their early days as teenagers sharing cramped dorms to their now iconic on-stage chemistry, their bond is one of the strongest in BTS. But it's also one of the most complex. There have been countless moments, glances across the stage, whispered jokes in interviews, late-night live streams, that hint at an intimacy rarely seen in the world of K-pop, where image and persona are tightly controlled. Taehyung with his soulful eyes and jazz-infused thoughts. Jungkook, the mysterious all-rounder, who hides depth behind confidence. And then, the distance. In recent years, fans have noticed something shift. Fewer interactions. More solo content. Rumors whispered across fan forums, creative differences, personal space, maybe just growing up. But deep down, most ARMYs hoped the bond was still there, quietly intact, just under the surface. Which is why this moment, with Ohtani, hit like lightning. Because Ohtani wasn't just a celebrity. He wasn't just a baseball player. To Jungkook, Ohtani represented something else. Perhaps admiration. Perhaps rivalry. Perhaps, a stranger stepping into a space Jungkook had always silently reserved for himself. Let's pause and consider, how would you feel, watching someone you're emotionally tethered to, maybe even in ways you can't fully explain, share an intimate moment with someone else? It's jealousy, yes. But not the kind born of romance. It's the kind born of displacement. Of feeling like a chapter you thought you were still writing is suddenly being authored by someone else. Back in the hallway, away from the cameras, sources say Jungkook stayed out of sight for nearly 40 minutes. Some say he made a call. Others believe he sat alone, scrolling through his phone, headphones in, face unreadable. But when he returned, something had changed. His mood, darker. His steps, slower. And perhaps most telling, when he walked past Taehyung again, their eyes didn't meet. It was quick. Barely noticeable. But to ARMYs, it was a loud silence. Of course, Taehyung seemed unaware, or at least unfazed. He continued to mingle, his smile unwavering, as if nothing had happened. But if you watch closely, frame by frame, there's a moment, just before he exits the event. He looks over his shoulder. He scans the room. He's looking for someone. Jungkook wasn't there. And now, the theories begin. Did Jungkook feel replaced? Was it a moment of raw emotion breaking through his usually calm demeanor? Or was it something else, something deeper and far more personal? This wasn't the first time Jungkook had reacted emotionally in public. Longtime fans remember the 2018 Mama Awards, where a teary Jungkook broke down during their acceptance speech, admitting the toll of their success and the burden of staying strong for fans. That moment, too, was a crack in the carefully composed shell, a glimpse into the boy behind the idol. And perhaps that's what this moment was, too. A glimpse. A fracture. A reveal. But it's what Jungkook did next that turned the story into something more than a viral moment. Something that left fans gasping, analyzing, rewatching again and again. Because just hours later, at 3:47 a.m. Tokyo time, Jungkook went live. No schedule. No teaser. No warning. 3:47 a.m. Most of Tokyo slept under a blanket of city lights and soft rain. But for the millions who have notifications set to all 4 BTS updates, sleep was suddenly no longer an option. Jungkook, no longer in formal wear, now in a loose hoodie, hair tousled, face bare, appeared live. The room was dim, the only light coming from a soft lamp in the corner. There was no music, no grand entrance. Just him. And silence. He stared at the screen for a moment, as if deciding whether to speak at all. His eyes scanned the comments as they flooded in. Are you okay? What happened at the event? We saw you leave. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the stories behind the headlines. This was more than a hug. More than a moment. This was a heartbeat. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and always keep your eyes open. The truth often hides in the spaces in between.